After an intense and physically demanding basketball game, most professional athletes would choose to retreat to the locker room, take a deep breath, and recover in solitude or with their team. But Caitlin Clark, the standout guard for the Indiana Fever, rising star, one more memorable moment to create. This time, not under the bright arena lights, but in the quiet hallway just outside the court. Still riding the emotional roller coaster of the game, Clark unexpectedly ran into someone who knows a thing or two about the spotlight: Olympic gymnast Jordan Chiles. The meeting wasn't planned, but it quickly turned into a moment that left a lasting impression on everyone who saw it. Rather than offering a simple hello or walking past with a nod, Clark stopped, her eyes catching something amusing and slightly questionable, at least from a Fever fan's perspective. Chiles, as it turned out, was wearing a cap emblazoned with the logo of the Dallas Wings, one of Indiana's WNBA rivals. With her trademark confidence and a playful smirk, Clark couldn't help but point it out. "Even though you had a Dallas Wings hat on, I'll let it slide," she said with a mischievous grin. It was the kind of friendly ribbing that only another high-level competitor could truly appreciate. Instantly, Chiles burst into laughter, clearly entertained by the light-hearted. Jordan, not missing a beat, quickly clarified why she was wearing the Wings gear. "It wasn't about team allegiance," she explained. Her best friend was in the process of designing custom hats for every WNBA team, and that day, it just happened to be the Dallas Wings' turn. The hat wasn't a statement of loyalty, it was a tribute to the growing league as a whole. Caitlin's expression shifted from teasing to impressed, her eyes lighting up as she nodded in approval. "That's fire," she replied, clearly appreciative of both the creativity and the support. In just a few words, the two athletes acknowledged each other's world, full of discipline, excellence, and pride in their sports. What unfolded in that hallway wasn't just a fleeting celebrity encounter. It was a genuine connection between two young women who, despite representing different sports, understand the pressures, expectations, and joys that come with being at the top of their game. In that brief interaction, there was no posturing or pretense, just an authentic and heartwarming exchange. They laughed, they connected, and for a moment, they reminded everyone watching that elite athletes are also real people who can find joy and humor in the smallest moments. The interaction also speaks to something much larger: the way women's sports continue to expand their cultural influence and break down boundaries. When figures like Jordan Chiles show up not just to watch a game, but to actively support WNBA players, even while rocking gear from another team, it sends a strong message about solidarity and mutual respect. These athletes are no longer confined to the limits of their sport. Their influence is crossing over into each other's worlds, building a stronger, more unified front for women in athletics. Moments like this are part of a broader shift happening in the world of sports. Athletes like Caitlin Clark and Jordan Chiles aren't just competing, they're becoming icons. Interaction, whether small or spontaneous, carry weight. They show younger fans that excellence doesn't live in isolation. It thrives in community, in support, and in shared celebration. That casual hallway meeting may have lasted less than a minute, but its meaning extended far beyond a single game or rivalry. It was a reflection of how far women's sports have come, and how much further they're ready to go. For Caitlin Clark, these moments off the court are becoming just as important as her performances on it. Ever since entering the WNBA, she's been under a national spotlight, every move, every word, every interaction dissected by fans and media alike. But instead of shying away, Clark has embraced her role as not only a competitor but also an ambassador for the sport. Her quick wit, openness, and genuine personality have helped humanize the WNBA to fans who might be tuning in for the first time. When she teases a fellow athlete like Chiles, of how comfortable she is in this space and how much pride she takes in being a part of this growing league. Jordan Chiles, too, brings her own energy and spirit to these kinds of interactions. As a celebrated gymnast with Olympic experience, she knows the pressure of carrying a nation's expectations and performing under the fiercest scrutiny. Her presence at a WNBA game, hat and all, isn't just a show of support, but also a symbol of solidarity among elite female athletes. For her to walk through that hallway and engage with Clark so openly reminds the world that success in sports isn't just about individual medals or titles. It's about showing up for each other, supporting different communities, and building something bigger than personal achievement. This kind of organic crossover between stars in different sports is becoming increasingly common and increasingly powerful. It tells a different story wraps of attention. Now, athletes are building bridges between fan bases, encouraging crossover viewership, and creating a broader, more inclusive sports culture. When Caitlin Clark fans see her connect with someone like Jordan Chiles, it can spark curiosity and respect for gymnastics, and vice versa. That shared visibility lifts both platforms, creating a ripple effect across audiences. It's also a reminder of how much more visible and connected women's sports have become in recent years. Social media, more inclusive coverage, and intentional efforts to showcase these athletes as both professionals and personalities have made a massive difference. What once might have been a fleeting, unseen backstage moment is now something that resonates with fans around the world. Videos are clipped and shared, quotes go viral, and suddenly a 30-second hallway exchange becomes part of a larger cultural conversation. These moments shape public perception just as much as the box scores do. And that's the power of authenticity. There was nothing scripted or strategic about what Caitlin Clark said. There was no media handler nearby prompting Jordan Chiles to explain her hat. It was all real, unscripted, human, warm. In an era when so much of sports can feel curated for content, these spontaneous slices of life stand out. They give fans something more to hold on to than just statistics. They offer stories, personalities, relationships. And in that space, the WNBA thrives. These moments make people care, and caring leads to connection, loyalty, and growth. As women's sports continue their well-earned rise, it's interactions like this that remind us why the movement matters. Beyond the competition, beyond the championships, it's about visibility, mutual respect, and the power of representation. Caitlin Clark and Jordan Chiles didn't just share a laugh. They quietly demonstrated what the future of sports looks like: collaborative, diverse, joyful, and unapologetically strong. And that's something worth celebrating long after the final buzzer.